You're watching Update 5 on Cyclone Pam, the second strongest storm ever recorded in the South Pacific Ocean. Its winds are 165 miles per hour. Its pressure is 899 millibars. Position is 17.6 degrees south, 168.7 degrees east, passing just several miles off the eastern coast of the island, which houses the capital Port Vila of Vanuatu. As of 2 p.m. UTC on March the 13th, this is what it looks like. The storm is expected to move towards the south, possibly affecting islands further south of Vanuatu, maybe even making a landfall or two, before gradually weakening and turning towards the southeast, and eventually becoming an extratropical cyclone not too far from New Zealand. Indeed, New Zealand may also see some effects from this storm in around 2 days' time, and also New Caledonia, the eastern Loyalty Islands. Warnings are in effect for these areas. Most of Vanuatu, quite obviously, but also the island of Mare on the easternmost part of the Loyalty Islands of New Caledonia, and Matthew Island, an uninhabited island south of Vanuatu, of volcanic nature. So the storm is expected to affect all of these areas, but Vanuatu is where the most damage is expected and is probably occurring right now. Wind speeds in Port Vila may well be reaching 165 miles per hour, the peak intensity of this cyclone. Sea surface temperatures remain very warm right now, around 30 degrees Celsius, but gradually cooling off as it heads towards the southeast, and that will begin to weaken the storm in turn as well, as it moves towards the cooler waters to the south. Wind shear is fairly low at this time, though there is an increasing amount towards the southeast. But at the moment it's not looking too bad in terms of wind shear. That will probably also increase when the storm moves towards the south and weaken it. Here's the water vapor imagery. You can see Cyclone Pam significantly larger than the smaller Cyclone Nathan on your left hand side, affecting Australia. But a dry air environment slightly towards the south, but not too much. Latest satellite imagery here, you can see how the storm's been progressing. The last few frames has the storm, it appears to have stalled a little bit in those last few frames, right next to that island which has Port Vila on it. I'm not sure the name of the actual island, but you can see the eye hugging the coastline, and is probably going to be apocalyptic, I suppose, on that island right now, in the past few frames, and indeed for the next islands towards the south. So we could possibly be looking at total destruction on the eastern side. Don't want to sound alarmist on that, but it could possibly be the case. As of March the 13th at 2 p.m. UTC, this is the current situation around the world. Of course, we have Cyclone Pam. We also have Cyclone Olwyn, which is about to lose hurricane status on the western coast of Australia. Also Cyclone Nathan and Tropical Storm Bavi, which is intensifying in the western Pacific. 18 storms have formed so far in 2015 around the world. 9 of those have become Category 1 hurricanes with winds of 74 miles per hour or higher, and 6 of them have become Category 3 storms with winds of 115 miles per hour plus. Of course, Cyclone Pam has become the third Category 5 storm around the world, and the strongest one so far, and the strongest one in the South Pacific for several years. You can follow Force 13 on all of its outlets. The website force13.com is the main place to be for all the goings on around the world storm-wise. Of course, we're on YouTube. You're probably watching that now. Search Force 13 for all our videos, past and present. You can also visit our social pages, Force 13 on Facebook, at Force 13 on Twitter, and you can speak to me personally on Skype at Fool13 for tropical weather chat on there. And you can also join our chat room where you can discuss tropics with fellow storm trackers. We're also live at 3 p.m. UTC on March the 13th. That's in less than an hour's time, so you can join the discussion on there as well, whilst we discuss all of the storms that are currently active around the world. Next update on Pam will follow at 2 a.m. UTC. That's 12 hours from now.